The saints, I've found, are models in faith, were not great because they were great, so to speak. That is, not because they came from the most well-established and well-connected families, or because they had the most power or money or influence, but because they were good. The saints were great because they were good. They had that inner goodness that the Lord sees. There was simple goodness in them, regardless of what station they had in life. In fact, I find that God often has a way of using the most unlikely people, not the great ones, so to speak, but the little ones who are so close to his heart to do his great work, which is to bring us closer to him. Today's first reading, very famous reading, has Samuel, guided by the Lord, choosing the next king. Jesse does not even bother calling David into the room. But David, of course, is the one that the Lord wants. David, at this point, is not from the most famous or well-established and influential family. And even if he were, he would be the last one, or not the most obvious one, I should say, of that family that the Lord would choose. And yet he does. There are some pretty powerful foreshadowings, of course, of Christ in today's first reading. It's not from the most famous and influential family that Christ was born into. In fact, Nazareth at that time would probably have had maybe 100 people who lived there. No, Jesus was born into a family like ours in so many ways. We are the little ones, and we are the ones that the Lord is calling to do great things, my friends. Imagine if Jesus was born today. Really, in so many ways, what the readings are saying is that it wouldn't be into a family like the Vanderbilts. It would be into a family much like ours. In Jesus, people would see themselves. They would see the image of God in whose likeness they were made, and someone who lived like them and looked like them. My friends, the truth is that most of us are the little ones that Jesus talks about. Most of us are regular people. We will never run, most likely, a big corporation. We'll never head an influential law firm or hold public office. But in a sense, we, the little ones who are so close to the heart of Jesus, have been entrusted, like David, with the greatest and most important job of anyone: to bring people closer to God. Leo Tolstoy, the famous Russian novelist, wrote a monumental work, War and Peace. And he argues in it that it's not generals and nobility, really, the great ones in society, so to speak, who move history. It's the common man, the common woman, who have much more influence on its outcome. And so it is with faith. So it is with our faith. So, my friends, let us remember this. It is not as important as to be great, power, money, influence, as to be good. And let us get out there. Or even if we are in a hospital or in the privacy of our home, we can still do great work, my friends. Let us get out and do the monumental work that Jesus has entrusted to us. In our own small way, let us do the greatest work of all. Let us bring people closer to him.